All right, we are recording. I'm with Clayne Wayman of Integrity First Lending. Clayne, how you doing, man?
Hey, I am doing awesome, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I appreciate you being on with us today. Clayne, you and I have worked together, I don't know how many years. We've helped a lot of people together, and you're probably one of the most eccentric, fun people that I get to work with, who constantly has tips on not just what it takes to get people into a position to buy a home, but really what it takes to uh, make sure the client has a great experience, make sure the client is taken care of, and sprinkling a little bit of fun on top. And so I'm always excited anytime I get to do these videos with you. But one thing that we want to talk today is, different types of mortgage lending, the pros and cons, and what you can expect as a consumer looking to try to get qualified for a loan. And so my first question for you, Clayne, is, help me better understand, help our clients better understand the different types of mortgage lending options that are available out there right now.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the common things is there seems to be this idea in lending where people often say, "So, what's the interest rate?" And it's kind of like there's this perception that there's one interest rate that fits one size fits all type of situation. And what's really dramatic about that is it shifts depending on the type of lender or bank that you're working with. It's not the same across the board. It's the difference between whether you're working with like a retail outlet, like a brick and mortar type of bank where you do your checking accounts, your savings accounts, versus a mortgage professional that might be like in a mortgage broker type of an environment. Things are different. Things are different there. The processes are different there, and closing costs and interest rates can be dramatically different from one to the other. Even though, like, for example, right now we're in an environment where rates have dropped, and somebody might go to their bank and be like, "Yeah, but I thought they were lower than this," and the situation is they could be depending on where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd educate want consumers to know that it's depending on the type of loan. There's a lot of different factors: credit score, type of loan, like I said, down payment. All those factors play a huge role in what your final interest rate and closing costs, and who the institution is. That plays a role.
Yeah. And that's something I think a lot of people get confused about is, whether you're going with your bank or you're going with a mortgage bank, non-traditional bank, or you're going with a broker. A lot of people don't know all the intricacies. Being in the industry, we kind of get caught up in all the differences and intricacies and what makes one better than the other. But on the other side of the veil, a lot of consumers are just like, hey, I just want a mortgage and I want the best cost. I want the best opportunity. And that's something that we see quite a bit. And one question that I don't hear answered very often is, what are the pros and cons of each? When we were talking, a lot of banks are competing pretty well right now on interest rates, but, they tend to be providing more of the HELOC type loans. They're not really competing with brokers or traditional banks. And so, being that you work for a brokerage, what are some of the advantages of working with a brokerage, for example, compared to
Yeah.
a traditional bank?
So I kind of have a unique background. I've been in the profession now for 15 years. I'm just inside my 16th year, and I have experience on both sides, nearly 50-50. So on the retail, what we call the retail side. So the banking model, like checking accounts, savings account types of institutions, depository institutions, we refer to those as retail institutions. On the retail front, these are banks or credit unions that fund the loan in-house, and there is some benefits to going with a traditional bank, and one of them is there's a lot of people that like to have their mortgage and their checking account under one umbrella. They think that's cool, but on the long-term front of things, that may not be the best option for you long-term from an interest rate and even closing cost perspective. And also, even if you do close, I won't say any names, but let's just say the last, let's call it Fargo, something, Bank Fargo.
I don't
Now
think anybody's feelings are going to be hurt if we call it
okay.
Fargo.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So if you're banking at a company like Wells Fargo, for example, there is no promise that they're going to hold on to your mortgage. They can sell your mortgage, and so when you might go to a traditional bank because you can have it all under umbrella, but there's no promise that they're going to keep it, and they don't have to. And it's quite often for banks to sell mortgages, and that's a whole nother topic we could have a conversation around. And so really that's one of the advantages. The other thing, in our highly competitive market, even more than just interest rates and fees, the difference between you getting a home and not getting a home could be the difference in how fast your bank can close. And so credit unions and traditional banks, they're not usually staffed with high-powered mortgage professionals with 15 years of experience. Now, okay, there is some exceptions to the rules, but usually they are usually people that are on the lower end of experience when it comes to mortgages. Also, when you're working with those institutions, they're not just in the business just for lending. They're not just in the mortgage business. And that shifts the perspective quite a bit because they're into checking, savings, CDs, and insurance, and all kinds of other financial products that they're looking into. And so their mortgage division may not be as staffed as heavy. And in many cases, their turn times in getting the mortgage from application to completion can tend to be a bit longer than other mortgage professionals.
Yeah, and it sounds like there might be a lot of benefits of working with the mortgage professional, not so much worrying about the bank or the brand of the company. It sounds really, if there was a common theme, finding a mortgage professional that you trust, finding somebody who, has your best interests, somebody who can really help you navigate that process. Because, in my experience, both from a personal experience and from helping a lot of clients, there are situations that are tailored to a lot of different types of organizations, where maybe one can do and one can't. However, if you have the right mortgage professional, that person can kind of take you through and make sure that you're set up regardless of whatever it is that you need. I think that that's kind of the common thread here that we're looking for. And so, Clayne, if you were looking for a mortgage, or if you, were to unbiasedly give advice for a client who's looking for a mortgage and you're shopping for a loan, what is it, that you're looking for? You're talking to a mortgage professional. What is it that you're looking for when you're shopping for a loan that's really going to give you the nod on whether or not, this is the type of mortgage professional, or this is the company or the type of mortgage company you want to be working with?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, just yesterday I was having a similar conversation with somebody around the subject. When you say mortgage professional, it can sometimes be a little bit vague, and anybody can take that name and kind of use it as their bumper sticker title or whatnot. And I just want to define what I'm referring to with mortgage professional. A mortgage professional is somebody that is highly trained with experience, and they're really a specialty in lending. Like, it's really just what they do. It's a specialty. It's kind of like when a doctor, when you have a doctor, you might have a family practice doctor who works for one of the big chain hospitals or whatnot. But when you have a specialty, let's say you're a brain surgeon or whatnot, it's not that those hospitals may not offer those things, of course. But quite often, when you are in a specialty type of niche, you'll see a doctor that sets up their own business. They set up their own practice, and it's really common to have these specialty type of doctors that they'll set up their own practice, and they'll just only offer the service of that complete specialty. And with a mortgage profession, our specialty is loans. We shop the entire mortgage industry, where if you go into a brick and mortar bank or credit union, they can only offer you what they offer you. And so when you go into that and it's our specialty, we have to have a robust knowledge of all the different banks, loans, and products that's going to best suit our client. And so there's loans and programs and lenders, investors that as a mortgage professional will have access to and knowledge of that other banks institutions don't even know they exist. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
although my business is located here in Utah and I primarily lend in Utah, most of the banks that I team up with my clients are out of state, and they're all across the country. Like one of the big banks that I do broker through quite often, just because they're so aggressive, is a bank out of Michigan, and another one out of California. And you can have two clients with similar backgrounds, and depending on what their goals are, we might team them up with one bank A and another one with bank B, just depending on what they're trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really even remarkable is it's a lot like, even like in the brokerage world, we get our funding from a wholesale money, basically. And so when you go to a bank, you're buying retail. So it's kind of like shopping at Costco versus at the mall. You know, at Costco, you're going to get wholesale pricing, whereas you could go buy the same item at the mall, you're going to buy it at retail. And so it literally is not the best of both worlds. You get the professional and wholesale pricing. So it's like such a robust anomaly. It's really an incredible marriage.
Yeah, that's cool. And I think that if you're somebody who's watching this, the big takeaway is, you know, definitely finding your mortgage professional and seeing if there are the options available to get all of the advantages that are available to you out there, because there are a lot. And I think that with the competition now between all of the different lenders and all of the different options that are available, I mean, it's really obviously Clayne is somebody who's been doing this for a long time. He knows, you know, what it takes to try to get the best options available to you as a consumer. So Clayne, I got to tell you, it's always fun talking to you. I'm jealous of the beard, man. The beard's looking really good these days. And I'm excited about, you know, the content that we were able to provide, because I do think that a lot of clients definitely, you know, don't have a good understanding of the different types of loan products or different types of even just lending options that are available to them. And hopefully this can help them kind of steer in the right direction. And obviously, if you are looking for a mortgage and you're not working with a mortgage professional, Clayne is one of the best. His client experience, the way that he prepares his clients, and the overall value that he provides is phenomenal. And Clayne, we can't thank you enough for being on today and doing the video with us.
All right, I appreciate it, Alex. You're great.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
if you guys need anything, definitely reach out to Clayne for mortgage advice. If you have questions when it comes to your credit, we'd love to be of assistance for you. Clayne, that was a lot of fun. Let's do it again soon, and we'll talk to you soon, all right?
Okay, can I give a quick shout out to you?
Yes, absolutely. We love shout outs.
Yeah, so I've been working with Alex for many years, and I just got to say, I cannot tell you how many deals that we've had from that was complete credit trashed to now getting people into homes. In fact, I did a testimonial video not too long ago, some clients that came in, and one of the testimonials was a stay-at-home, going back, I was going to say stay-at-home mom. What I meant to say was a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was a single parent, and when she came to me, her credit was in the 500s. And we put her with you, and in 3 months they had a score that was in the mid sixes, and that was just enough to get them in a home. And she was tearing up on the video, to where she's like, I thought home buying was impossible because all the traditional banks and institutions were denying her. They didn't give her a plan to get her back on her feet. And because of my partnership with you, Alex, you were able to go in, and you and your team, and we were able to get this single parent in a home where she didn't think it was possible.
I love it. Those are the best shout outs, Clayne. And hopefully there are many more clients just like that. And, you know, we appreciate your trust. And like I said, if there's anything if you're watching this video and you have questions about credit, we'd love to help you. If you have questions about mortgage, reach out to Clayne. But Clayne, you're the best. Thank you so much for doing this for us today.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. You have a good one, my friend.
Talk to you soon.